Hey guys, Kevin Cleary here with the top 5 last minute gifts for gear guys and knife guys. I've tried to stick to things here in this list that are widely available that you can easily get your hands on, at a department store or a hardware store, rather than things that are specialty items that you may have to, order online or look for or travel a long distance to get. Okay, so this is for the person who, this is only a few days before Christmas and you're going, I need to pick something up and I want it to be pretty good and appreciated, but I just don't know what to get. So I'm going to try to share some things with you. Now, the other qualification that I'm going to put here is if you're watching this and you live in a major metropolitan area, you may go, yeah, this doesn't make much sense because I can buy anything you can think of. If you're like me and you kind of live in a rural area, if I can't get it from Walmart or Canadian Tire, it's kind of out of the question. So that means most CRKT knives, most Kershaw's, Cold Steel, like nobody around here carries any of that kind of stuff at all. If you're in a major metropolitan area and you have those options, that's awesome. But this is going to be more for a person who's like, look, I got to be able to go into Walmart and grab this, okay? So number 1 on the list, very easy to get a hold of. This is a little pry tool. And these little pry tools for your keychain, they're pretty widely available. A lot of places, Mark's Work Warehouse and Canadian Tire and Sports Check and Walmart and other places, TSC will have these. Oftentimes by the cash register or something like that. And these are a little cheap gift and you can maybe combine this with something else. But the other thing is these are extremely flexible. You could spend as little or as much as you want on a little pry tool like this. And of course, if you're still, if you're a few days, I think if you order today, right when this video comes out, Amazon has said this is like the last day you can order and still get your stuff before Christmas this year, 2016. Now maybe you're watching this in July of 2018, and that's fine too, because you've got to go to a birthday party tomorrow or right now and you're on the way, you need to stop and pick something up. So these things may still be useful for those kinds of situations. Number 2, a tactical belt. These are pretty widely available these days. There was a time when, you had to order it or, go to a specialty store that carried like military stuff or military surplus type store. Now, at our Walmart, there's a bunch of SOG tactical belts that I actually really like. I have a couple and they work just fine. So this is something that you can probably lay your hands on fairly readily. And again, especially for some of you who live in the US, where this stuff is maybe a little more popular than it is in Canada. But even on my Walmart local here, 20 minutes away, has tactical belts. So pretty easy thing to get a hold of. You may give it some make sure you know the size of the person well enough to get one that's actually going to fit. That's probably helpful. But this is something that, especially if you have a friend who carries a gun, who likes to carry gear around, a tactical belt is really, really nice. And everyone could use an extra one. No one's going to balk at that. Next up is going to be a pen. Now you could go with a tactical pen, something like this is the Charade, I can't remember which one, SC Pen 10 I think. Just a very minimalist pen. The only thing that's an issue with this, and I know I'll do a full review on this, but it does have the twist top, which works fine, it's functional, but if I needed this, this is a moving part, and I really don't want that to be the impact portion of the tool. This is another example. This is the CRKT James Williams tactical pen, and again, it's not bad, but it is an O-ring style lid, and again, I would prefer a pen just like this, only with a twist-on lid. It's going to be a little stronger. Also, there are lots of, so you guys know there are tons of nice pens out there. This is a Zebra F701, I believe, and it's really nice. But all of these, this is another example of something that you could, that's like just the whatever price you want to spend, they've got that out there, okay? You could do the $200 Hinderer pen or the $17 Blackjack tactical pen, and most people are going to appreciate any one of those from that spectrum. So lots of options on tactical pens. Next up, and this is again something that's widely available, is a multi-tool. Now this is the Leatherman Signal. It may not be as widely available as some others out there, but every Walmart I've ever been in, every Canadian Tire, most like Lowe's and Home Depot and stuff like that, they're going to have some multi-tools. Go ahead though and spend a little extra and get a good one. If it doesn't say, There are tons of cheap multi-tools out there, and especially tons of cheap multi-tools that are specifically marketed and packaged for Christmas time. Avoid those, okay? Try to find, you know, a Leatherman Sidekick or a Wingman or something like that. They're very budget friendly, but they're still quite capable and useful tools. So a multi-tool, they're widely available, and just about everyone is going to appreciate a good multi-tool. Next, if the person you're buying for is really into knives especially, but lots of other gear items as well, a precision tool set is really, really handy. Now this one is a little larger and it has a handle and a bunch of bits in here, but you can even get these where, like, the Kershaw K tool is a great one, where you get just one small package. Benchmade has one as well, and a few other places. CRKT has one. I think every major knife manufacturer has one. I've heard good things about the Benchmade and the Kershaw. I haven't heard much about the others, so I can't speak to those. This is just a set from Canadian Tire, and that's why I brought this, because you can pick up just about anywhere fairly readily and easily. Another option along those lines, or to be included with that, might be some blue Loctite and some high viscosity oil. Both those things are pretty useful if you're into tools and gear. So those are the top 5 last minute gifts. I think these are things that you can pretty well get anywhere very easily and very readily. Let me make a couple of other sort of honorable mentions. One would be a nice set of gloves, especially, you know, the mechanics gloves. Those are really nice. They're usually a little more expensive. So some guys, I've got this pair of gloves. It just happened to be, they're a decent pair. They just happened to be on sale at a hardware store I was in, and I picked them up, and it turns out that I really, really like them. But these are not mechanics gloves. I've just been using them because I happened to get them when I needed them, and they've been really good. But gloves are a great thing, and they're especially something that, you know, a lot of times people are like me. I bought these out of necessity. I didn't have the option to go out and buy something a little nicer, so buying somebody a nicer set of gloves can be very much appreciated and be something they wouldn't necessarily buy for themselves. Some piece of 511 clothing. 511 stuff, at least in my experience, is always well put together, very comfortable, very useful stuff. And, you know, if you buy a shirt, shirts are pretty easy to buy because you just know small, medium, or large, it's going to be, you got a better chance of fitting someone. Finally, the last thing on the list, and I know this is not classy, you know, it's not very thoughtful, but if you're going to buy someone a gift card, an Amazon gift card is a great choice, especially, you know, that outdoors enthusiast that you know, rather than go with Cabela's or Bass Pro or even Gander Mountain. Amazon, generally speaking, and I've done this a lot, okay? When I go into Cabela's, I have my phone open and I'll look at stuff and compare it on Amazon, and Amazon is often much, sometimes half the price, okay? And so the reason I say Amazon for the outdoors enthusiast is because that $25 gift card you're going to give them, or whatever amount it is, they'll be able to stretch it a lot further on Amazon than they would pretty well anywhere else that you may go to buy stuff. Now, and maybe you know they have a favorite store or whatever, and that's fine too. All right, there you go, guys. Those are my top 5 last minute gifts with a couple of honorable mentions. I'd love to hear in the comments below some of your ideas, so that maybe someone watches this and they go, yeah, none of this stuff appeals. Or, you know, while I'm talking, they can scroll through the comments and get some other good ideas from all of you viewers. Thanks for watching. Go ahead and hit the like button on this video, hit the subscribe button. We will talk to you soon.